Mike Hamilton here at Lithia Toyota, Redding, California. And today I'm featuring a Toyota Venza Limited with the Stargaze fixed sunroof. I will be right back. In 2015 was the last year of the Venza for the United States. And apparently they were still building the vehicle in Canada, but they quit in 2015 building the Venza for the USA. Fast forward to 2021, they bring this Venza back as a completely different vehicle. I don't even know how to describe the older Venza unless you've seen it. It was some sort of a wagon, had a front end of an Avalon and a back end of a wagon. And this year they brought back the Venza with a lot of inspiration, I think, from the RX 350 Lexus, especially the generation that ended in 2015. Also, this vehicle was already being built overseas and known as the Harrier. But Toyota decided to bring this in. This is an all-wheel drive, all of them, and all hybrids, with a combined EPA rating of 39 miles a gallon. It runs on a gas 4-cylinder engine with 3 electric motors. Going to the front here, Toyota uses their TNGA, Toyota New Global Architecture platform, again for the front here, and you'll see these aggressive headlights here with the LED accent strips. And in the front here, we have the sort of like a whale type thing there. I wouldn't know how to explain that, but part of the new design is some of these Easter eggs they're putting in the vehicle, and I'll show you that with the Venza key. Let me turn this over here for you folks to see, and see how those lines kind of crisscross but don't quite connect with each other. We're going to find that in different locations around the vehicle as I walk around it. But here in the underneath the logo there, as you see, it has a blue halo. That means, the blue halo means this is a hybrid. It's an electrified vehicle. As Toyota builds a lot of hybrids now, just about everything has some sort of a hybrid in their models. Just only a few don't now, but they're pushing towards almost everything being hybrid by 2025. You have a radar system underneath that's meant for smart stop, and also adaptive for radar pacing cruise control. And if we go up to the top on the windshield here, there's a camera system and another radar and laser system in there that sees lines in the road and will keep you inside your lanes, and also does lane trace. And it's also part of the camera systems, reads speed limits and stop signs, and to detect pedestrians so that you don't collide with a pedestrian or hit another vehicle and those things and the like. This Venza has Michelin tires with a very attractive alloy rim. Of course, with being a hybrid, you're going to get the hybrid badging here. And up on the mirror here, we have the lane signal, or the turn signal indicators on here. The rain's starting to really come now, so I'm going to hurry this up. We have locking our doors here with the knots. And I have the key and I have it on, so it's screaming at me. So it's running right now. It's not running, but it's running off its battery right now, so I can show you the lights. Then we have, of course, the other alloy rims. And then pretty interesting to this vehicle, like the whole tail light here on the back is all the way across, only the Toyota logo breaking that up. This also comes with a bird's eye camera system and another rear view mirror camera system, which I've showed you in the video, and I'll demonstrate once I'm inside. We have a sonar in the back and the front to help you from colliding with a backing up or going in forward so you don't hit things. That is a power lift gate, which I want to be able to just demonstrate why the vehicle is running. Coming to the inside here, the back seats, the rear passengers get air vents, but not air controls. Not that big of a SUV for that. This is the gap vehicle that Toyota's built to be just a bit smaller than the RAV4. It's more powerful, it's quicker, it's more comfortable. Again, it's like probably as close as anything Toyota builds other than the Avalon to be in something like a Lexus. You get 2 USB ports, all-weather cargo mat, or all-weather floor mats are in this here. Uses Toyota Softex leather. They're trying to get away from animal products, so very few vehicles have a leather interior, a real leather interior in them now. So they're going to the Softex, which is probably one of the most durable and good leather synthetics out there on the market. On here on the driver's door, you have power windows, power mirrors, power locks, memory sets for 2 seats. We also have power folding mirrors here, so you can have it on auto and they'll fold in when you turn the vehicle off. And then we have our interactive stuff here. We have our auto dimming high beam, which is that A button there. Our viewfinder for our panoramic 360 bird's eye camera. It's a heated steering wheel. And the power liftgate button, so you can use the fob, this button, or just squeeze the handle and that will open up. This has, if the camera around, this will have a 10-way power seat with power lumbar support. The other side's a 6-way power seat. Didn't get much time to get and go around the vehicle outside because the rain was starting. I'm going to demonstrate the power liftgate through the dash button. Let's open that up by pushing that for 3 seconds. It's what they call an umbrella liftgate, so it will protect you from the rain when it's open. And then closing it back up. So 3 ways of doing that is through your key fob, squeezing the handle, pushing that button on the dash. Here in the inside, this is a screen that is in front of the steering wheel here. And this gives you a variety of different information. This is the biggest driver's information center that Toyota builds at 7 inches. And it's going to give you a bunch of interactive stuff for the driver. So right now it's telling us we're not moving anywhere. We got 81 miles on the vehicle and 449 miles to be an empty. And if I move over a screen, that was a digital miles per hour. The charge on the hybrid batteries at 84%. Now this is a regenerative braking hybrid vehicle, not a plug-in hybrid. So this doesn't run like a prime where it could go 42 miles on a charge. It just charges the battery while you're driving it and assists the electric motors and giving you a better fuel economy at 39 miles combined. And then this gives our fuel economy, which it doesn't really have a great one yet because it doesn't have that many miles. And this gives you the eco things here, the score. Basically, you could basically play a game to score yourself on that. And back over here to the digital miles per hour. Coming down to this screen, this is the interactive screen that does the lane departure and lane trace and adaptive cruise control. So when those lines there are lit, the white, they'll know that they're seeing the lines in the road, and it will if you try to go out of your lane, it's gonna, or start straying out of your lane, it's gonna alert you that you're leaving your lane. And then also slightly steer correct you, and the blue lines will come up and lane trace. You can just literally hold the steering wheel and drive, and the thing will just stay right in the middle of the lane and drive pretty much for you on a highway. And adaptive cruise control, just need to turn the cruise control to on, and those 3 bars are for 3 seconds of pacing, so it will slow down and maintain a 3-second gap over the slower vehicle behind you. Then you can do it for 2.5 or 2 seconds also. And then we have our radio information. I have the stereo turned down, which I'll demo that later. This is the most powerful stock stereo that Toyota has available at 1200 watts. And it has JBL audio, a JBL Clarify, which is one of the best sound systems I've heard for a Toyota. Well, it is the best sound system for a Toyota. Then we have our hybrid charging stuff, or economy and all that. It's going to give us our PSI for our vehicle, our tires. And then this does the all-wheel drive. It also has it up on here too. So this is a 4-panel screen. It'll have your phone information, your Sirius XM radio, part of your map, and then the all-wheel drive. We'll come to that later. And then this has all your interactive stuff that tells you what's going on. Everything is on, all your sonar, your blind spots, rear cross traffic, alert parking, pre-collision system. Everything is on right now. And this is your Toyota Safety Sense, everything that's available to this vehicle. So we have our lane departure and a lane trace on that. pre-collision. So up to speeds of 110 miles an hour, the vehicle feels it's going to collide. It's going to go into a brake mode by 30 miles an hour. It also picks up pedestrians and cyclists, does the same up to 50 miles an hour. Blind spot monitoring is on this here. So if I just turn this off real quick, turn it back on, it's going to light up. So you have your parking sonars on. Rear cross traffic alert is a pretty cool button here. So if you're backing out of a space and you're blind and can't see what's coming, it will see for you with the sonar and alert you from a person walking to a vehicle coming, flash in your mirror and audibly beep. That's something is on its way, so you'll know, even though you can't see around the corner of a vehicle that's blocking your view. We have the backup smart stop on, so if it feels you're going to back up and hit a vehicle, it will stop for you before you do that. That's already saved me a couple times in Toyotas here, is that feature alone, just where our parking lot is pretty tight. So that saved me a couple times already from hitting something. And then the other one, it looks like it's a stop sign or whatever, road sign. This thing reads the speed limits and displays that on this screen that I have the camera on. Also sees stop lights or stop signs too. Last one is a no message. So if there was a problem with this vehicle, it's going to give you and tell you on that screen what is going on with this vehicle. This here is the biggest infotainment screen that Toyota builds at 12.3 inches. This is shared with the Highlander. You have the 4-camera system on here, which is known as bird's eye. So reverse, we have this view. There's a couple views, and then when we're in drive, you get this view with up to 7 miles an hour before it kicks off. And then again, when I was talking about this earlier, you have 4 panels that come up on display. This is your radio information. Your phone information will be there, part of your maps. And then you have your driver's information here. Right now I have it on the all-wheel drive modes, but it has radio and climate controls. And there's also buttons for that stuff also. This is the best sound system that is available in any Toyota right now. And if I turn the stereo up, this is a 1200 watt system. So that is available in this highest feature of the vehicle, this highest trim level with that 1200 watt Clarify JBL audio system. Now there's touchscreen controls here for your climate, your heated and ventilated front seats. There's also buttons for these two. Your radio information is on here. Your eco information is on here. And then back to your all-wheel drive systems info is on this screen here. So then down below we have buttons. I'm not real hot on not having a real button, but I do have ones on the steering wheel to use. So you have your temperature, you have your climate, rear defrost, heated mirrors, front defrost, fan speeds on here. So you know, you got tune for your radio, maps are up on here. So there's a bunch of different buttons available. None of them are physical buttons. It's all touch. And I like to have that feel of a button, but I do get the controls on the steering wheel that do some of this stuff anyways. So I got right here, I have my radio and mode information down here. We got, of course, the navigating through the infotainment screen in front of the driver, and all that information is hard buttons. They feel significant and easy to use. Coming back down over here, we got, of course, a power button. It's a hybrid, so it doesn't have an ignition key. And down in the back here is a Qi wireless charging pad and the primary port that we use to do Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So that's in here. Then we have our drive mode. So we have a brake hold button and electric parking brake. And then drive hold, that's our power mode. So if we want to get going fast. And then eco mode is just the opposite. And then most people just drive it normal. You have a CVT transmission, but it acts like it has 8 speeds if you want to sequentially shift it. And then down here we have our heated and ventilated seats, again with buttons, so you do have hard buttons. And this is kind of an interesting feature here. So Toyota put this in here, and they're like hockey pucks, and they actually have a place for them to go in here, which is interesting. What that's for is so you could put a taller drink in the here. So there's two of them, and you could, so when you take those little pucks out, then you have a place, a storage container in here to put those for taller drinks that you may have. So interesting feature that they did. Coming up to our rear view mirror, underneath here is our home link and our garage door memory sets are available on this here. And then you have, if heads or things are blocking, and that is a small rear window, you have a flip there, and that turns on your fifth camera, and the whole screen up there becomes a camera, a rear view camera, what's behind you. Up on top here, we have our slider for our fixed panoramic sunroof on here. So I will be demonstrating that in a second here. And then we have we got dome lights and reading lights, or LED on here. And then this button here is the what's known as the SOS button. What this does, it has a course emergency. So if you're in an accident where airbags deploy, they'll be calling you to ask if you need help. They'll know your GPS coordinates. They'll know how fast you're going in the time of accident. You're in an emergency, you can push to call them. Also, it does roadside assistance, getting tech support from the vehicle, getting directions, stolen vehicle locator. And then there's an app for this phone to turn on the vehicle, start the AC, or turn on the heater. For this, you have to set it inside the car, but you can turn it on and off, check your fuel level, roll up your windows, and if there's a lockout situation, unlock the vehicle if necessary. So I'm going to come up to the fixed panoramic roof. This button opens it up, and then we have two panels here with a bar in the middle. As you can see, this is what's called Stargaze, and there's a button right there that changes this from a dimmed out roof to a bright roof, and then you can see through it. So really cool for the kiddies at night. They can see the stars, and it's known as the Stargaze. It does not open up. It's just basically a fixed panoramic roof to see through and get extra light. And I'll put it back on the dim screen again, which is pretty neat. Again, I'm Mike Hamilton over here at Lithia Toyota, Redding, California. And what a neat vehicle Toyota is building here with the Toyota Venza 2021 model. All kinds of options. They make an LE and XLE, and this limited. And this limited comes in two different levels with this Stargaze moonroof, sunroof on it. Panoramic sunroof is available, and then they have a normal one. And then this huge sound system. A vehicle that gets just about 40 miles a gallon, has tons of creature comforts and luxury and things that you would expect, but not with that gigantic Lexus price to it. So you could get yourself close to an RX 350 Lexus and have the save yourself some money. I think some of those Lexuses get up to the 65,000. This one has an MSRP of something around $43,000. So what a value, especially when you're going to save a lot of money on fuel. And then and getting all this extra stuff here, and all this nice things that Toyota's put in this vehicle to give it a luxury feel and drive and everything else with it. Thank you for watching my video. Have a great day.